I'm astrologer and life coach Penny Dix, and welcome to my live stream on Facebook, which will also be on my YouTube channel tomorrow. No, it'll be up there on Friday. What day is it today? I don't know where I am. Anyway, it will be up on the 6th of January because tonight I'm doing my short heads up video all about the astrological energies that you need to understand to navigate through this month's full Wharf Moon in Cancer. It's on the 6th of January. And today is the 4th, so we're already in the energy of this full moon. Now, it's in Cancer, and Cancer, of course, is the sign that the moon is most comfortable in. It's the sign it rules. So this is just super good for this particular full moon. But what do we know about Cancer? And how is this full moon going to affect us? Because we're usually aware that full moons kind of make us a little bit more emotional. We feel a little bit more kind of overwhelmed by life. We might not be able to sleep so well. We might have extraordinary dreams. Now this full moon in Cancer, because it's in the sign it loves, will open us up more to our sense of how much we want to give healing. We want to give nurturing, caring to others and also to ourselves, because sometimes we forget to give ourselves that kind of nurturing and healing. So because the moon is full in Cancer, it means it's opposite the sun in Capricorn. Capricorn is the sign of structure, organizations. It can be traditional kind of institutions. It's the way we do things institutionally and traditionally. You need to think back to the 23rd of December. We had a new moon in Capricorn on that date. What did you want to manifest? What did you want to bring in through that new moon energy? Because if you think back to what you were thinking about around the 23rd, that's, remember, leading up just before Christmas, it will give you a little bit of an insight as to what you can expect to manifest and kind of come to some kind of resolution through this full moon energy. The sun in Capricorn is conjunct Mercury. Now Mercury, our planet of communication, is currently retrograde. Is this a good thing or is it a bad thing? Well, I always like to look for the positive in whatever the cosmos is dishing out to us. And I always think that when a planet is in retrograde, and especially Mercury, it's giving us second chances. What did you initiate around the 23rd that you might have drifted off from? That you might have thought, maybe not, maybe that's not the direction I want to go in for 2023. Well, maybe it's time to relook at it. Maybe it's time to close something which really doesn't have much energy in it, that you can't really see how it's going to kind of unfold in a positive way for you. And maybe actually what you need to do is focus on something new for now. I know it's a full moon. I know it's about completion, resolution and endings. But you know, sometimes we have to end something, and that can just be in a way of thinking before the new can come in. So because the sun is conjunct Mercury opposite this full moon, it really is bringing in that energy of second chances. And The moon in this chart is in the part of the chart that's to do with our kind of soul path, with our kind of, hi Sean, someone's just popped up and I just had to say hi. It's to do with our career. It's to do with what we're passionate about in life. And the full moon in this part of the chart is really saying that whatever it is that you're trying to initiate with your career or your passion in life, remember, even if you're retired, there must be something, even if you're not working, there must be something you're passionate about in your life. It might be your children. It might be your home. It might be about just, I don't know, something creative. This is Cancer. This is about nurturing, feeding, love. And Cancer, because it is this mothering sign, sometimes we have to use that energy to mother ourselves and mother the ideas that we want to actually launch. So Pluto is also not that far away from the Sun in Capricorn. They're a little bit wide for a conjunction, but Pluto is the planet of transformation. So this can most definitely be a full moon of transformation. But let's see what's else going on, because Uranus, my big outer boy of the unexpected, of shocks and surprises, also invention. Now, Uranus is still retrograde in Taurus. It goes direct on the 22nd, but I will do a separate heads up about that particular event. But Uranus is making a really lovely aspect, a trine aspect. That's helpful. That's really super helpful. And it's making this trine aspect to the Sun, thereby it makes a sextile, which is also a really super helpful energy to the full moon in Cancer. This means that if unexpected things happen around the next kind of few days and couple of weeks, they may very well be for your benefit, even if it means that you have to let go of something. It's about letting go of the old to let the new come in. You know, we're at the beginning of a new year, and we do have to sometimes just leave certain things, certain plans, certain ideas belong in the past. The moon, let's just remember as well, is about the feminine. It's feminine, intuitive wisdom. The goddess of wisdom is known as Sophia. And she is seen as the divine feminine. Now, bringing in that aspect of wisdom, it's like this full moon is suggesting to you, find your own inner wisdom and have faith in that deep knowing that you have, that, as I said, whatever might leave your life currently really doesn't belong there anymore. But because the aspects in this full moon are helpful, I don't think that's going to be a problem. So Mars also, which is still retrograde in Gemini, and that also goes direct in a few days' time, goes direct on the 12th of January. And I'm doing a separate video about the energies of Mars going direct and what we can expect for each of the zodiac signs, how that's going to shift the energies for us. Mars in this chart is making a lovely trine. That's helpful to Venus, which is our planet of love, relationship, value, self-worth. Mars, of course, is our god of action, energy, also sexuality. So this masculine and feminine energy is kind of having a lovely dance around the energy of this particular full moon. And that might mean that something gets resolved within relationships around this energy. Something that you'll be very comfortable and happy with that gets resolved around relationships. We've also got to look at Saturn. Saturn, my big outer boy of boundaries, of structure, of slowing things down, of timing. Saturn, interestingly, is just on its own in this chart. But it's still there nevertheless. It's making a kind of sextile to a small dwarf planet called Eris. Now, the relevance of this, I think, is that some of us might be feeling quite rebellious as we've entered this new year and we've wanted to get our life back on track, to really be kind of secure and certain about our direction for this particular year. We might not like it if others hold us back, question us, kind of say, what do you mean you want to do that? Why are you doing that? But Saturn is about timing. And you know, sometimes, as much as other people can give us very useful and helpful and informative kind of insight into how they observe what we're doing, I really do feel that this particular energy is about you having faith in you. You know what's right for you. If you really think down deep, you know what's right for you and you know what's good for you. And sometimes we have to actually follow that star, follow that Cancer moon that is leading us towards a kind of a real sense of realization. It's a lovely full moon to start the year with because it's nurturing and caring. I think that, and also because Venus is in Aquarius now. Venus in Aquarius is about us feeling much more kind of amenable and loving towards the world in general, towards the community at large. This is super good energy. And it really is telling us that we need to think big. That actually, if we work in that kind of harmony with the collective, if we've all got the same intent about, it's reminding me of the 60s when I was a little girl, but there was all the sort of make love not war, peace movement. You know, I think we need a bit of that now, and I think we need a bit of that this year. I think we need a collective kind of coming together of the community at large, which we can get through that Venus and Saturn in Aquarius, to really look at how we can, even if it's just individually, think positive thoughts, send out healing to the planet, send out healing to all these war-torn areas. You know, the United States is going through a huge shift at the moment. It's having what is known as its Pluto return. And this full moon is also very significant for the United States, because the United States, in 2 or 3 years' time, we're not going to recognise. It is going to change significantly. So the full moon is a loving moon. In no way is this particular full moon a bad one. We may feel more emotional. We may feel that collective feeling of being emotional for the planet and for others. We may feel very compassionate, very empathic. We may find that we are moved to tears very easily. But don't worry about that. Just let that come out. Let that outpouring of emotion come through, because actually that's what connects on that kind of vibration, to be connected to the world at large, to bring in that healing. And this can be a full moon of healing, to heal wounds, to end some of the difficulties that are all over the place on the planet. So on that note, I'm going to wish you a very happy new year. I also want to wish you a lovely full moon. And I'd like to say thank you to my hosts as always, which is Gozo in the house, Andrea Britton and her team. And this will be on YouTube as well, so you can catch up with it there as well if you've missed it on Facebook, but this will be on Facebook for you to catch up with, but you won't know that unless you've listened to it. But there we go. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and please remember to like, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel when you're there, and I will see you for the next full moon next month. Bye for now.